In Buddhism, samsara, the cycle of rebirth, is not merely a philosophical concept, but a vivid and living reality. It is the realm in which all sentient beings drift endlessly, governed by the unyielding law of birth, aging, sickness, and death. This is the never-ending cycle where humans, from one lifetime to another, are born, grow up, fall ill, and die, only to be reborn once again in a different form, under different circumstances, yet still bound by the same roots, ignorance and karma. Buddhism teaches that the deepest cause of our inability to escape this cycle lies in ignorance, the failure to see the true nature of all things, the inability to recognize the impermanence, suffering, and non-self nature of existence. This ignorance gives rise to craving and attachment, which in turn create karma, the stream of actions, words, and thoughts we generate in every moment of our lives. One of the unique aspects of Buddhist teachings is this: rebirth is not a matter of blind fate, but the direct result of karma. A person who lives with compassion, engages in good deeds, practices love and non-attachment will accumulate wholesome karma, which leads to favorable outcomes in the future. Such a person may be reborn in the human realm, where there is an opportunity to learn the Dharma and progress spiritually, or even in the heavenly realms, where joy and long life prevail. In contrast, those who commit harmful actions and accumulate negative karma may fall into realms of suffering such as hell, the realm of hungry ghosts, or the animal realm. However, the ultimate goal in Buddhism is not to seek a more pleasant existence within samsara, but to attain complete liberation from it. This is nirvana. Enlightenment is the moment when the practitioner sees clearly into the true nature of body and mind, shatters ignorance, ceases to create karma, and thus ends the cycle of birth and death. According to the Buddha, samsara is not a punishment. It is a chance to learn, to make amends, and to transform consciousness. Yet this cycle will never stop unless we awaken. That is why a true Buddhist practitioner always walks the path of mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom as a way to lead the soul out of the maze of samsara and back to its true freedom. In Hinduism, one of the oldest religions in the world, the soul is called Atman, and it is regarded as immortal, transcending both the physical body and the bounds of time. While the body is seen as a temporary vessel, Atman is the unchanging essence, the divine spark that is eternally connected to the universe. The soul is neither born nor destroyed, it merely transforms through various lifetimes, like a flame passed from one lamp to another. The concept of samsara, or the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth in Hinduism, is the journey that the soul undertakes to purify its karma and evolve spiritually. In each lifetime, the soul is placed in different circumstances to learn new lessons about love, sacrifice, integrity, courage, or forgiveness. Whether the soul inhabits a wealthy or poor body, holds power or is powerless, is male or female, all these experiences are necessary for the growth of the Atman. This journey of rebirth is governed by karma, the law of cause and effect. Every ethical or unethical action a person performs in this life creates corresponding consequences in the next. No one can escape the law of karma, it operates as naturally as gravity. A person who lives with kindness, selflessness, and truthfulness accumulates good karma, paving the way for more favorable rebirths and bringing the soul closer to liberation. Conversely, selfish, cruel, or ignorant actions drag the soul into lifetimes of suffering, where it must relearn the lessons it once neglected. Yet, the ultimate goal of the soul in Hinduism is not merely to attain a more comfortable life, but to reach moksha, liberation from the cycle of samsara, and to unite with Brahman, the supreme reality, the absolute essence of the universe. When moksha is attained, the Atman is no longer subject to rebirth. It merges into the ocean of truth, like a drop of water returning to the vast sea. This journey is not easy. It demands awareness, discipline, and spiritual cultivation. But with the belief that every life holds meaning, and that the soul can continuously evolve, Hindus walk through samsara not with fear, but with hope and purpose. They understand that every step the Atman takes, no matter how small, moves it closer to eternal light. When people speak of reincarnation, the rebirth of the soul through multiple lifetimes, they often think of Buddhism, Hinduism, or various modern spiritual philosophies. However, in Islam, this concept is not accepted. Rather than believing that the soul returns to the earthly realm in different forms of life, Islam presents a completely different framework regarding life, death, and the afterlife. In Islam, each person lives only once on this earth. This life is seen as a test, where human beings are granted the freedom to choose between good and evil, between faith and disbelief. After death, the soul does not return to the world, but instead enters a transitional realm called Barzakh, where it waits until the day of final judgment, Yawm al-Qiyamah. On that great day, all of humanity will be resurrected in bodily form and will stand before Allah, God, to be judged. Each soul will be assessed based on their faith, actions, words, and intentions throughout their one and only lifetime. Those who lived righteously, believed in Allah, and did good deeds will be admitted to paradise, Jannah, a place of eternal peace, light, and divine love. Those who lived in sin, denied the faith, or acted unjustly will be cast into hell, Jahannam, a realm of punishment and suffering. This perspective stands in sharp contrast to the belief systems that accept reincarnation, where the soul returns again and again to learn lessons, repay karmic debts, or evolve spiritually. Islam rejects the notion that the soul can return in a new form, as this contradicts the belief in the singular and absolute nature of earthly life. Moreover, if humans could be reborn repeatedly to correct past mistakes, life would lose its sacred urgency and moral weight. Instead of multiple chances through rebirth, Islam emphasizes that every moment of this life matters, and that humans must live with the highest sense of moral responsibility, for there is only one opportunity to express their faith and righteousness. This is not a limitation, but a profound reminder of the sacredness and urgency of the present. While Eastern religions often view reincarnation as an extended cycle of learning and redemption, Islam sees death as the one true gateway to eternity. It is the moment when the soul can no longer return. It must now face the true consequences of the single life it has lived, whether that be reward or punishment. In the rich stream of spiritual beliefs and philosophies about the soul, reincarnation, the idea that the soul is reborn through multiple lifetimes is a widespread concept in many Eastern religions. However, in Christianity, this concept is not accepted and is even explicitly rejected in biblical teachings. Christianity affirms that each person lives only once on this earth. Life is not a repeating cycle of lessons, but a single, sacred opportunity to live, to believe, and to love. As stated in the book of Hebrews, it is appointed for man to die once, and after that comes judgment. Hebrews 9 verse 27. This short verse clearly reflects the Christian view of life's divine order: life, death, judgment, eternity. There is no cycle of rebirth, no second chance to return. After death, the soul undergoes personal judgment. Based on one's moral life and faith, each soul will enter one of three states: heaven, hell, or purgatory, according to Catholic doctrine. Purgatory is a temporary state of purification before entering heaven. But in all cases, the soul does not return to earth in a new form of life. A core reason Christianity rejects reincarnation is its belief in salvation through divine grace, not through self-effort accumulated over many lifetimes. In Christian faith, no one can attain spiritual progress or redemption merely through repeated experiences. Instead, salvation comes through faith in Jesus Christ, who died and rose again for the redemption of humankind. He is believed to be the only way to eternal life. Christianity also holds the belief in the bodily resurrection at the end of time. On that day, the human body will rise and reunite with the soul, to live in eternal fulfillment with God, or in eternal separation if salvation is rejected. This belief in bodily resurrection distinctly separates Christianity from religions that believe in the endless reincarnation of the soul. From the Christian perspective, if reincarnation is a circle, then life is a single arrow flying toward eternity. There is no return, no second try, but there is never a shortage of chances for conversion, transformation, and love. What matters is not how many times we live, but how fully we live this one life, with faith, hope, and charity. When people speak of reincarnation, they often associate it with Eastern religions like Buddhism or Hinduism. However, within the realm of ancient Western philosophy, particularly during the Greek era, the concept of the immortal soul and its rebirth through multiple lifetimes was also explored in profound and philosophical ways. Great thinkers such as Pythagoras and Plato left significant marks on the understanding of the soul's journey, not only through space, but across infinite time. Pythagoras, best known for his famous mathematical theorem, was also a mystic philosopher. He believed that the soul does not perish with the body, but transmigrates from one body to another, a view known as metempsychosis, the transmigration of souls. According to him, the soul could be reborn as a human, an animal, or even a plant, depending on one's moral behavior and the purity of the soul. This cycle of reincarnation was seen as part of the soul's process of purification and spiritual evolution. Later, in Plato's time, the idea of the soul and reincarnation took on an even deeper metaphysical dimension. In his dialogue Phaedo, Plato described the soul as immortal, asserting that it existed before birth in another realm, where it once beheld truth, beauty, and goodness. When the soul is born into a physical body, it forgets this higher reality. Yet, it retains a faint memory of that ideal world. Plato called the act of learning in this life a process of recollection, anamnesis, because the soul is not learning something entirely new, but rather remembering eternal truths it once knew in previous lives. He wrote, "Knowledge is recollection, for the soul has known before, but has forgotten upon entering the material world." According to Plato, reincarnation is not merely a natural law, but a journey back to the true essence of the soul. Through many lifetimes, the soul must undergo experiences of both joy and suffering, gradually releasing its desires, attachments, and delusions, in order to move closer to truth, goodness, and beauty, and ultimately to merge with the ideal world to which the soul truly belongs. In the view of Greek philosophers, rebirth is not simply fate, it is a spiritual necessity, a path the soul must walk toward understanding and perfection. They didn't just ask, "Who are we?" but ventured even further. Where does the soul come from, and where is it returning to? In today's world, as spiritual perspectives become more widely accessible and multifaceted, many people have come to view reincarnation not just as a religious belief, but as a personal journey of growth and transformation. This idea lies at the heart of the New Age spiritual movement, where the soul is no longer seen as a vague or abstract entity, but as a student walking the path of soul evolution. According to this view, every soul carries a profound purpose when it chooses to reincarnate. There are no coincidences or accidents. The soul consciously selects its circumstances, family, gender, and even the challenges it will face in this lifetime. All of these are designed to help it learn essential lessons, such as love, compassion, forgiveness, integrity, or learning to overcome fear, trauma, and self-imposed limitations. In the world of the soul, experience is the greatest teacher. A soul may choose a life of poverty to learn humility, or a life of power to learn how to wield influence with compassion. It may live as a man or a woman, a victim or a perpetrator, all to gain a deeper understanding of human nature and unconditional love. Modern spirituality also introduces the concept of young souls and old souls. Young souls are often drawn to material success, competition, and ego-based experiences. Old souls, on the other hand, are more introspective, emotionally deep, highly empathetic, and often feel out of place in the modern world because they have traveled far on the path of reincarnation. These old souls often carry a sense of having lived many lifetimes and long for stillness and inner peace. Some people even believe that we can access past life memories through practices like deep meditation, past life regression hypnosis, or other spiritual experiences. These memories can help explain inexplicable emotions or irrational fears in the present life, and also assist in healing karmic wounds, the lingering pain the soul carries from past incarnations. A well-known saying in New Age circles goes, "The soul is the student. Life is the classroom. Reincarnation is the repeating test." It serves as a reminder that if we haven't fully learned a lesson, the universe will repeat that situation either in this life or the next, until we truly understand and transform. Through this lens, reincarnation is no longer something to be feared, but rather a sacred opportunity for the soul to mature, heal, and ultimately return to the light of its true essence.